Sri Lankan Canadians refers to people from Sri Lanka who have arrived and settled in Canada. Among these immigrants include members from the Sinhalese, Tamil, Moor, Malay and Burgher ethnicities. As of 2006, there are 103,625 Sri Lankans in Canada. Demographics: Sri Lankan Canadians are concentrated in the cities of Toronto and Montreal. According to the 2001 census, there are 62,000 Canadians who claim Sri Lankan, but only 10,000 claimed Sinhalese origin ancestry. The number may not be an actual representation because many Tamil Canadians from Sri Lanka do not list themselves as Sri Lankans on the official census. Population settlement. The Sri Lankan Canadian population according to Statistics Canada in the 2006 census in the 10 Canadian provinces and 3 territories. Dual citizenship. Some Sri Lankan Canadians are holding the citizenship of both countries, Canada and Sri Lanka. The Sri Lankan government encouraged Sri Lankan expatriates to obtain the citizenship of the country of birth and to return to Sri Lanka at a future date. There is a drive to attract the educated Sri Lankan immigrants in Canada for new opportunities arising in the government sector of Sri Lanka, which may sometime require the applicants to be Sri Lankan citizens. Since almost all the Sri Lankans who immigrated to Canada under skilled migration schemes have received the higher education free, there is a moral tendency among them to obtain dual citizenship in addition to the fact that they left behind relatives and accrued wealth. Ref to be added. Note: the Sri Lankan government have suspended its dual citizenship program until further notice. Community. Ontario Sri Lankan organizations and associations in Canada and the role. There is a considerable number of Sri Lankan associations in Canada. The main objectives of these associations are to help the immigrants continue the Sri Lankan traditions and to help Sri Lanka. Some of these associations are ethnic-based, but majority of the cities have associations which cater to all people having a link with Sri Lanka, regardless of their ethnic or political orientation. List of Sri Lankan organizations and associations in Ontario. Global Sri Lankan Forum, Sri Lankan Seniors Support Centre of Ottawa not-for-profit corporation, https://suskottawa.com, Sri Lanka Islamic Foundation of Ontario, Sri Lanka United National Association of Canada. 1983, Canada Sri Lanka Association of Canada. Canadian Association of Conservative Tamils, Tamil Cultural Association of Waterloo Region, Sri Lanka Canada Association of Ottawa, Canada Sri Lanka Association, Democratic Tamil Cultural Association, Sri Lanka Malay Association of Toronto, Sinhala Association, Josephine Peterett Alumni Association of Canada, Sri Ju Adenapura Graduates Association, Ambalangada Association, Sri Lanka Association of Cambridge, Guelph, Kitchener and Waterloo, Alumni Association of University of Peradeniya Canada, Ottawa Chapter, Alumni Association of University of Peradeniya, Greater Toronto Area and Suburbs, University of Colombo Alumni Association of Canada, Waterloo Wellington Buddhist Cultural Association. Newspapers catering Sri Lankan Canadians. A number of newspapers are printed in Ontario to cater the Sri Lankan diaspora. They are printed in English, Sinhalese and Tamil languages and distributed free. These newspapers mainly tell the stories from Sri Lanka and talks about the achievements of Canadian Sri Lankans. Sometimes, they get into small discussions on Sri Lankan politics as well as give some general information and tips necessarily to help immigrants survive in Canada. These newspapers can be picked up at some grocery stores where they sell Sri Lankan food, places of religious worship, etc. List of Sri Lankan newspapers available in Ontario. The Times of Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka Reporter, An Ally Express, Yatra, Disatha, Canada Mirror, Manitoba Organizations, Sri Lankan Association of Manitoba, Manitoba Buddhist Vihara and Cultural Association, Ottawa Theravada Buddhist Vihara and Cultural Centre located at 2878 Navan Road, Orleans, Ottawa, on K1C7G4 Canada. Tel. 424-4482. Nova Scotia Organizations, Sri Lanka Canada Association of Atlantic Region, Saskatchewan Organizations, Saskatoon Sri Lankan Community, notable Sri Lankan Canadians. Famous Sri Lankan Canadians include author Michael Ondarthia and his financier brother Christopher Ondarthia, principal research scientist at the National Research Council of Canada Chandra Dharmawardana, Buddhist leader, scholar, poet, novelist Suwanda H. J. Sagunaziri, academic engineer Indira Samarasekera, musician Nirmala Basnayaka, formerly of the band Controller, news anchor Anne-Marie Medawake, anchor novelist Shyam Selvaduri, cricketers Sanjay and Tharisingham, film actor, producer and multiple Guinness World Record holder Suresh Wakim, and Pabadu Dasanaika.